Alrighty then, mic check, mic check. Let me crank that music on down. Welcome aboard, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls. It is Monday, Mentorship Monday. It has been a very long time. We did put out a video last week kind of talking about the state of the union here with AlgoBox. Our crew has grown over the last, I guess we've been out more than 5 years now, and we have come up to the new generation of NinjaTrader 8 with AlgoBox now, and we've got a lot of things to talk about. Mic check is good. Thank you, Bitcode. So I am recording this event here tonight. This is going to be a little bit different than any of our other videos. So tonight, you know, a lot of times I ask you guys pull out your notepads, you guys take notes. Tonight is sort of my turn to I'm going to take notes tonight. So I want to hear from our crew things about, you know, things that you guys like that we've done, things that need to be changed. I know we've got a lot of feedback, so I'm going to start with kind of giving you guys what I have heard, what I plan to do, but then I'd like some additional feedback on how we go as we push forward. Things like how we live stream, whether we do more live stream, whether we do less live stream, just recordings, shorter, longer, how we divide up our subjects. We've got a lot of things, and I'm going to give you guys kind of, you know, what I think. First, I'm going to go ahead and turn the music completely off here for the video content purposes, because I really do want to hear. I do have the microphones open. I'm not sure if is Curtis in here. No. How about Steve? Steve, are you here? Is your microphone available that I could kind of use you as a mic test? Can you hear me? I see him in there, but I don't know if his mic is working. How about, I'm about to pick on somebody. Desto, how are you doing, sir? I see you in here in the room. Do you have a microphone available for chat? Let me move our room over here and let's see. How about I should just ask this? Any volunteers to do a mic check with me? We'll do the first one.
I'll volunteer for a mic check.
Glorious. Central. Great. What's up, Central? How you doing, my friend?
Glad to be here. Doing excellent, sir.
All right. I hear a few of you guys. Oh, man, this is going to be fun, I think, actually. So hopefully it's not completely chaotic. I will say that as we kind of, there are going to probably be people popping in and out of here, and we'll hear that little click, 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 click. So, again, we are recording this so other people will be able to come back and see this later. So also, if anybody is going to get on the microphone, you're kind of agreeing to be okay with being on a video that people might publicly see. So just that note, if you're, you know, you don't have to talk, but if you'd like to, there we go. We got all that stuff out of the way. Everything sounded pretty good to me. Can everybody else in the room hear the other folks who are chatting there? Did you guys hear everything all right? Type a 1 if you guys could hear it all right. 2 if you're having some problems. Okay, I'm seeing lots of ones there in the room. So that tells me we are good. If you are having problems, it's probably on your end as we go forward. But this is the room over here in the Emini trade floor there where everybody is chatting. So we got, if you did not see the State of the Union video last week, I would step back and go and check that one out so you kind of know and understand what we're doing, where we're going. I'm literally planning on even tonight doing a training video after this. I've got several topics lined up that, you know, I know that we could go into. But as we start to build this forward, our main focus is sort of, you know, we've done NT7, right? We've got the basket of information out there for using all of the NinjaTrader 7 tools, and they're the same in NT8 with some nuances, of course. Some of the visuals are slightly different. Some of the option locations are different. Even some of the audio sections are a little bit different. I will say right up front, anybody who is currently using NinjaTrader 8, if you're using AlgoBox, we have seen that we've got some folks having crashing issues. Not everybody is having that, but with our current default layouts, there are some things that we're having to work through for performance. We are seeing some pretty degrading performance in NinjaTrader 8. Like, that's the main thing. It's the whole point of kind of going over there. It's multi-threaded. It should be better. So we are aware of those. Just so you know, that is literally our primary thing from a technical standpoint that we are working through. So I still am going to recommend, as of right now, everybody stay on NinjaTrader 7 if you are trading live, especially if you are intending on going over to NT8 or you're an NT8 diehard. You know, you will need to work through a couple of things. It is functional, but there are some things that are performance-wise. If you're going to spread out and do multiple instruments, what we found is once you get to about 3 instruments, we're really starting to see some degradation in some things. So we are aware of that. However, if you're just trading one instrument over our normal 6 to 8 charts, you're probably fine. But when you start expanding out, and I set up my entire system over here on my 5-screen verticals, and once I've got about 4 instruments set up, the whole thing, like this stuff is not even, it's not movable. It's not usable, and that's not good. You know, on NinjaTrader 7, I'm able to literally fill up all of my screens, all instruments, 7 or 8 instruments at a time, multi-chart, and that's single-threaded. So we obviously know there's some things that we're working on, so we are aware of that. As we launch forward with the NT8, some of the stuff will be review. But what I want to do is actually do it better, right? I want to know what we've done in the past that's good. I want to know about the things that are bad and kind of avoid those as we go forward. And I really just want to put out, you know, the best video content that we can get in the most. I know that I'll give you one of the things that I already know. When I go back and watch my old videos, I realize that because I do them in a live stream format, a lot of what I'm doing it on the fly. I'm doing it with interaction with people, and there's no way that I can cut away. And everything that I'm having to do, I'm having to kind of think through and push through as I'm doing it in the charts, which once I kind of get the flow of things, it's good. But sometimes the videos, they've got either slow starts. Somebody said your mic is unmuted. Oh, I was talking to somebody else. You know, there's some things that, you know, it doesn't start right in, and I know how it is. When you're trying to go and learn something, you want to get in there and you want to get right to the meat of it. You don't want to waste time. You want to get to it. And as much as I tried to do that, I recognize that when I go back and listen to my videos, unless I'm playing them back at high speed, which is what I recommend, by the way, everybody needs to make sure that on YouTube you have found the fast forward button. And I don't mean the fast forward button, but I mean the play at higher speed. You can do, you know, 1.25, 1.5, 1.75, even at 2x. Sound a little bit like a chipmunk, but hey, you know, sometimes I speak slow enough that on 2x it sounds good. So I'm aware of a few of those things, but I'd like to hear some feedback like that. Tell me, and there is nothing that I'm not going to take anything offensively here tonight. You know, unless you're talking about my mom, then we have a problem. Okay, so, but you know, if you have feedback for me, you know, I want to hear the critiques. You guys know I am vicious with you guys, right? I am relentless. I'm like, guys, you know, I will pound you. So I am expecting that I will receive the beatings. So bring them, tell me what is crap about what we're doing, tell me what we're doing too much of, tell me what we're doing too little of, and I want to hear a lot about that. Now, let me start right out with some of the things I already saw. Let's go through some of the things that you guys have typed out. If you guys want to type up some other things, I'm literally going to make sure that everything is there. And I literally got my notepad and pen here, and everything that you guys talk about here tonight, I will apply it. Now, I will have questions, so again, some things I may want to expound on. And now some things are going to be put out, and there may be explanations as to why we don't do something. You know, I've had a conversation just a couple days ago with Jerry. You know, he had a great idea with doing some sound stuff. I explained, you know, some things that I really want to keep. Some of these things I have reasons for not giving too many options. There are a lot of systems out there. Look, you know, there's like all kinds of software providers out there that will give you every option under the sun, but what we're doing is narrowing down those options. Everybody's using the same tools, everybody's using the same rules, even the same sounds, even the same visual settings, so that when you see a screenshot from somebody else, you can learn from theirs, they can learn from you, and there's no questions. You can literally get right in, and everything that we're doing is about keeping things down and clean to the point where there is no distraction. You know exactly what to do, so that there is we are eliminating as much gray area as possible. Because let's think about it. Trading in general, unfortunately, that's the problem with most trading, is that there's so many gray areas. I mean, if I hear one more time somebody out there being like, oh, you can trade any way you want, you know, it's just your style, whatever you feel like. Oh my word. The reason they say that is because they don't have a plan. They don't have a style or strategy that they actually know that works. They've never been mentored before by somebody who actually is doing trading, and there's too many fakers out there. So with that being said, let's go into some of these. So I'm going to come up here, and we had some from Mike. Here's Nick first here. Just looking for okay, no, never mind. That was something else. Okay, here it is, Mike. Nope, that was something else. Okay, the horizontal lines. Okay, this is a specific topic, and this is a new a new thing, more of an enhancement and an addition to what we're already doing. The question around that is around how to use the Flowmaster product and when we draw the horizontal lines. If anybody wants to go and look at those, I'm going to give the short, brief synopsis of this right now, but I will do an entire video on that one, Mike. If you go back and watch the video on the Flowmaster where I am doing double crosses, the short answer is this: when you see a double white cross on the lowest entry time frame, meaning like a 1 or a 2 bar, this does not apply to the 3 bar and above. Okay, so if you were taking notes, this is on the 1s or 2s. Why down there? There's a lot of reasons. It has to do with the style of the algo bar itself. I'm not talking about range bars, I'm talking about the algo bars on the 1s or 2s on the entry charts. When you see the double cross scenario, draw a white horizontal line. Simple, right? You just go click, F6, click, click, right? Or whatever you've got for your hotkey bind. Click, click. That's it. Mark it. Okay, it's white. We've always done that. Go back and watch the video on it. The expansion to that with this horizontal line concept that Steve was really kind of going into, and he's really digesting that and seeing some addition to enhance what we're already doing, is drawing the same horizontal line that we're identifying as a location for what I call an area of interest or a price point of interest, because it is literally an actual price. When you draw that horizontal line, we know that's at a price point, right? So on that price point, what we're looking to do is draw a horizontal there. However, what Steve has identified is he will also take into consideration the color, although you guys know that I preach that the color does not matter. So be careful with what I'm about to tell you. Just because the color shows up, I am telling you right now, that does not tell you what direction it's going. That is what a lot of, I'll call them false teachers, scammers, all these people think, that the color of the volume bar, that, oh, okay, it's a lot of buyers here. Listen, for every buyer, there is a seller. There are rules in place that you cannot bypass. That is a false narrative that people say, oh, there's more buyers than sellers here because it's green. No, it has to do with the aggressiveness of the bid or ask being hit. There is always one buyer for one seller, so always keep that in mind. But all that being said, when we are drawing the horizontals now, the new thing is this: above a level 2. Okay, so meaning algo bars 3, 4, 5 on above, just not on the 1s and 2s. On a 3 level was a specific one that that Steve was talking about. So on the 3s, just as simple as this: not a double cross, but a single cross, or if you've got the bubbles enabled, they're the same. The cross or the bubble showing up on the 3s, draw the horizontal line on any cross that shows up in real time. Okay. Now, when you draw that horizontal line, he is looking down at the bottom to see what the volume color is. And by the volume color, that is simply on our volume up down. Let's pull this up because we are recording this. What we're talking about is when you see a volume, you're going to end up seeing a volume spike like this. This one right here, this is a green one. Okay, this one is a red one. I'm going to put a screenshot of this in the room for those who are hanging out here with us tonight. And so we have that in the room. All right, so green one on the left, red one on the right. Using that in the room for you guys who are hanging out in the room there with us. So on a green volume spike, we are drawing a green horizontal line. If it is a red, we are drawing a red horizontal line. Now, Steve likes to have them on dashes. I think that's a good idea. I personally like solids across vert. I don't really care about that because, you know, a line is a line. So take your pick on how you like them. Mine will likely be very thin and very solid. Steve's are dashes and a little bit thicker. Okay. That's it. Okay. That's what he had said. The enhancement to that, again, even farther, when you get to the 5s, I would suggest that if that shows up on the 5s or above, again, I really don't ever use the 4s. That's sort of this middle spout. If you're using 4s, you know, take your pick on how you want to do that. But you know me, I'm using 1s, 2s, 3s, 5s, and 8s. Right? That's what I always talk about. You guys see that on my charts all the time. I don't really use anything else. So on the 5, we are going to draw a blue or a pink. Okay, which you guys already know. What does our blue or pink indicate? That means it's even more powerful, right? A blue dot has more points of confluence, more strength in that location, more things going on at that location. So we turn it blue or we turn it pink. It's as simple as that. So what we're going to do is on a 5 level, we are considered that to be even more of a point of interest, or we'll call it a weight. We're giving it a weighting for that horizontal. And you want to set all of those lines to global so that it will show up on all of your charts. So if the price approaches that on any chart, you'll see it there, and you can make decision points off of that. And we'll go into decision things in the other videos, okay? But just in general, all you're doing is 3s, you're putting greens and reds, 5s, you are putting blues and pinks, all right? Okay, so that is some of the horizontal. Let's go to our next one here. Horizontal lines, criteria on going against the MACV. Okay, so that's pretty specific. And that will be a whole video section. And again, I'll say a whole video. Again, we want to cut down on the length of those videos. I definitely have gotten a lot of feedback on that. I'll ask just to confirm with that here in a bit as we have some feedback from you guys directly. But trying to get those down to shorter time frames. My concern with that is always that if I don't cover all of the aspects of things, then somebody watches one video, they feel like they've got everything involved with it. They're not including everything from things like particularly lessons 1 through 6. They see one video, it's one 10-minute thing. They go with exactly what's in it, but because I cut out all of the lead up to it or all of the other scenarios, I'm a little bit fearful of that, but you know, we're going to play it this way. So we're going to try to do is shorter videos, very specific to exactly the answers that you're looking for. But that also is going to require you guys to make sure you're fishing a little bit more. And there is some more susceptibility to doing things. You could have bigger drawdowns because you are only taking smaller things into account. So just keep that in mind as you are studying through with the new stuff. Okay, opposing MACV. And the other question was signs that the trend is going to reverse. All right. Yeah, so everything that we do here is reverse, by the way. You know, I say that even if you're continuing into a trend, what are we looking for? We are looking for the miniature reversal. That is called an efficiency entry. So we're always looking for a reversal. But I know what you're asking there on that. You're looking for, you know, a sign of a big reversal. We'll talk about that. Context has a lot to do with that. And it's not something that is absolutely necessary with our system because what we're doing is playing a video game. We don't have to decide on when those big moves are. But of course, things like, I'll just give big hints right there. One big one is, what is the pop quiz time for everybody in the room here? See if you guys can answer this. What is the primary time that we are looking for the big reversal? What's our time slot window that we're looking for the big fat reversal? Let's see who gets that answer. I'm gonna scroll down here to the bottom, see if oh, look at this beast mode. Look at this. Hey, you guys know. Everybody knows. All right, that's great. Oh, look at that. Even throw down the sessions. Bitcode knows what's up. So right there, you see that? And often we'll see the big reversal right here in that 11 to 1 o'clock spot. And what are we looking for with that? Usually big capitulation move, tends to be a volume spike in that area, big fake out trap. You want to see the trap, and hopefully you get a J hook. I mean, that's my favorite play in that spot. You know, there are other ways that can occur, but I'm telling you, usually trap, boom, J hook, roll, never comes down past, and those can turn into monster moves. But things like that, we'll talk about that. We got the 220 reversal, you know, 10-10 reversals, all that kind of good stuff. We'll do a whole video series on that for you. Let's see, we've got another great results, by the way, today. Saw you guys absolutely crushing it again. Great stuff. Appreciate you guys who are posting out your results. That really helps other people as well. We're going to record the audio. Yes. Grandparents' house. Okay, so some folks wanted to watch the video tonight. That's good. How about your thoughts on who is really in trouble and more of the thought process inside of a trap and distribution leg? Yeah, we can definitely do that. Can anybody think? We have a video on this. There's probably several. I can think of one off the top of my head where I really go into that trap thing. But Dwelp, I would say there's actually some pretty solid videos on there. Let's kind of get the temperature of the room. What do you guys think about Dwelp's question here? He said, "How are your thoughts on who is really in trouble? More on the thought process of inside of a trap or distribution leg." I feel like I've covered that pretty thoroughly in some of our videos. I don't mind coming back and doing some of those, but if anybody wants to find the videos where we've got that in there, I know one specifically is literally called "It's a Trap" in the mentorship premium members section on the website. I believe it's like video around 14 or 15 or so, lessons 14 or 15. It's a trap, and I go into that whole thing. That's also in the video entitled Advanced Level JHook. So if you are Googling, you can type in Vinny Emini Advanced Level JHook, and I really talk about that. Another one is the Richie Trap. So I talk about that a lot. I would say I think I've covered that, but I don't mind doing another one on traps. But those are definitely out there, and I do recommend you guys to just watch those videos in order that I put there on those playlists, and you should be covered. All right, July said, love to see more micro learnings. Sometimes when going to a review lesson, it's hard to find it. Yeah, so this is the feedback I get. I have gotten quite a lot, is digging through a 1 to 2 hour video. Now, I want to put some things out there about that. Where is he? Desto, where's Desto at? What's up, Desto? Okay, so you guys need to give Desto a big round of applause. He has, as he's been going through the videos, down below, I'm just gonna randomly select one. I'll randomly select one and see if he's got some notes down here. You guys should look for Desto's notes down below the videos, the longer ones, because he's got these things broken down. Oh, of course I picked the one he didn't do. All right, he didn't do the one on the plover. Desto might still be going through videos. Desto, you got an example of one that you've done, maybe the harmonic dot. Let's see. So let's scroll down here, and got lots of comments. Appreciate all you guys who put in the comments. Nope, not on that one. Oh man, sorry Desto. I'm striking out here on you. I know that he has gone through a lot of these videos, and as he went through, he was taking notes and putting the timestamp of the location where each thing was talked about. Brian, Mr. Cook used to do that a lot for us, long time ago, and you know what? It's probably the old channel. Let me go back to the old channel stuff here. Our mentorship. Wait for it. Okay, here's some from Mr. Cook. So here's an example here. Of course, you guys can't see this. Actually, let me take a screenshot of this. So inside of those longer videos, there are these. Taking a screenshot here. All right, and I'll paste this here in the room, where those little highlighted blue timestamps will actually take you to exactly the spot where some of those topics are covered. However, I have said this before, it's a little bit difficult to find some of our stuff. So if you're searching by topic, that's where things really get tricky. So if you guys have suggestions on that, I am all open for this. I've had several ideas. I've run this with one of our members, one of my buddies from Houston. Let's see if he's got it. Where's Matt's stuff at? And premium. Matt's place. So he is working on some pretty extensive notes. I don't see them in here yet. Matt, are you in here tonight? I don't know if I didn't see him in here. Oh, there he is. Yeah, Matt, are you? Can you get on the microphone real quick and have a chat and maybe kind of let folks know what you're doing with the note stuff? If you can hear me, let me know. I see you're on mute right now, just FYI. He might be away. Matt, going once. Going twice. All right, Matt's not online right now. But Matt, we should be seeing something. So he's semi-new. He's been with us maybe a few months, but he's going through all the videos like we would normally have to do. It's a new person coming through, so it makes sense for him. He's also I don't want to mess up what he is, but he's kind of a master's level professor at university, and he actually teaches classes at university, so he's very good at kind of putting that type of stuff together. He volunteered to put some things together. I believe he's using Microsoft OneNote. Don't quote me on that, but he was going to make it so that, because I told him the best thing that we need really is everything broken down by topic, and even if you select a topic, that you can just give me a spurt out list of all the videos where that topic is talked about. That's, I guess, my best solution. You know, any feedback on that? What do you guys have? You know, feel free, open up your mics, talk to me on this one particularly. If you wanted to find information about a topic, what do you expect to see? and suggestions on that would be great. Any
I
thoughts?
think timestamps are phenomenal. You know, you're looking for a topic, boom, you click it, and forwards you right to the place in the video. So those, I think, are
Yeah,
great.
that definitely solves one part of the problem inside the video of where it's going to be. But so let's say that I have, I'll explain the problem. So I've got, let's say that I've got 5 videos on things where I've talked about the Richie trap. Okay, so there is an actual Richie trap video, but when people want to see, like, they want to see me talking about live examples, there are maybe 3 other videos where I'm talking about the Richie trap. So I would like those referenced somewhere. Now, obviously, I don't have like, okay, in this video I talked about Richie trap, and it's kind of hard if you're Googling to find what somebody put down in the comments. So if somebody did put it in the comments, it said, oh, at timestamp 70306, he talked about 3 Richie trap scenarios, but that gets lost because the topic of the video is like Vinny's Q&A on advanced topics, right? So it doesn't say Richie trap in the title. It's not searchable, you see.
How about in the strat sections? So say if there's 5 different videos that all have timestamps that reference the shark back trade, we could post them all in the strat channel.
Yes.
Screenshots.
So see, that would be awesome. But like organizing that, or who's going to do that. So I'll also say this, folks, my time is limited. I wish I was Superman. I wish I could do everything, but this is where I kind of go. And I would also need people to kind of volunteer to kind of want to, like, I'll take up that mantle, or get an idea, or get some people together that really, as you're going through the videos, you're also sort of organizing or taking notes and being like, okay, so, oh, I saw him talk about this and this and this and this in the video, and kind of doing that for us. So, would you like to kind of volunteer to help out, do some of that, like your thought and your idea there, dropping them actually in the strat zones? I think that's a great idea.
Hey, Vinny, this is July 85.
Excellent. What's up, July?
I'd like to volunteer with that because
okay.
I'm actually going through all of the videos right now myself.
Beautiful.
First time.
Beautiful.
So I think, number one, thank you so much for putting your time into this product, because it's an amazing product.
Thank you, sir. Appreciate that.
I can definitely help with the strat stuff and try to kind of make it cohesive. I think there may be some cases where there might have to be like a video done to cover all of it again. And the reason why I say that is, like, I'll give you a perfect example, right? So if you go through the prerequisites, the wedge video is before the wham video. You kind of get a circular reference if you watch both of the videos, because in the wedge video you're talking about the wham entry. In the wham video you're talking about how to identify the wedge. So as a new learner, it becomes a circular reference, because you're like, wait, I'm supposed to know this already, but I'm watching the video teaching me how to draw a wedge. And then you go to wham and you're watching wham, you're like, wait, I should know how to draw a wedge. So,
yeah, no,
I'm
I
definitely
totally
willing to help and kind of close those gaps.
Yeah, I totally understand that. How would you do that scenario? So, like, basically both of those videos are wedge, right? And they're also wham. So if somebody is typing in, well, Vinny's talked about how to trade a wedge, they want to, where are they going to type in? First of all, type wedge, right? Where are they going to search for that? And then how are both of those videos going to pop up in, as the links that are available to do that, right? That's what I'm trying to create. And that's what I kind of talked to Matt about, and he's trying to do in OneNote. Because I was like, look, this is like this is a database scenario. It's a one-to-many relationship based on, a data person. I'm a data guy, so I kind of think in one-to-manys, in many-to-manys. So this is one URL. Actually, it is a many-many. That's why this is even more complicated, because it's you've got one URL that links to a video, which has multiple topics, but then each of these topics also has multiple video references for all of those, right? So this is the process of how, if you were searching as a person that wanted to do it. Again, now my answer to the whole thing is, I expect that you guys go all the way from the top, learn them in order, and in fact, if you watch those 2 videos in order, it should have built on the other, and by the time you finished both of them, did you understand what you were supposed to do after you completed both of those videos? I guess my question to you.
You should. It might cause you to rewatch another one again just to make sure that it clicks, right? So
Yes. Oh, and by the way, I don't expect you to gather everything in one video watch. So this is the other thing about when
Ready to control thing.
oh, I think we're getting some crosstalk there. But no, when we have, you are going to probably have to go back to, those other videos and learn, or if you took really great notes, in my opinion, it just depends, right? Like everybody gets it a little bit different. Some people need to watch it 3 times to gather it. If you actually do it the way that I teach it, so I should probably mention this at the beginning, is, my expectation is that you watch a video, you practice the video, right? Like in the first one, if I'm just literally telling you how to draw wedges and measure, because in that video, I think the one you're talking about is where is it called the perfect wedge? Is that the perfect wedge video that you're talking about?
Where you're talking how to measure kind of the third pivot and the fourth pivot to make sure that you should take the wham.
Yes, so what I call that video is entitled the perfect wedge. So first, and that's where you need to start, because I actually put that first because I actually learned from a guy who's no longer with us anymore, a guy who ended up turning into a ginormous troll, and one of the people who died to jump on the attackers of Macro Hedge back in the day, and John Sue and that little turd fest. He's no longer with us. Wham Master Troy, if you guys remember him, he used to be around here a lot. Well, we called him the Wham Master because that was his bread and butter. But what's interesting is I started finding out when we'd have our conversations of his struggles was that it's I call it that whole if you're a hammer, everything starts to look like a nail. So if he's only looking for wedges, I would look at what he was drawing as a wedge. I'm like, whoa, that's not a wedge. Hold on, wait, that's not a wedge. I would see screenshot after screenshot. Now, mind you, he wasn't doing what I was telling him to. Like I tell you guys, post screenshots in the room so that I can see it and see it while it's happening. But I'm getting it in hindsight, and I found it out later. So what I learned through his experience was that it's actually possible to draw a wedge wrong. Hence, where I went out and took the extra link to go, here's how could I measure a wedge to guarantee you that even you as a new person would maximize and always draw the wedge properly, so that you don't fall into Wham Master Troy's scenario where he's drawing wedges that, I know you guys can't see this right now, I'll try to take a screenshot, but he's like, we're looking at ascending wedges, descending wedges. He would just draw anything, and then if they connected, then then this must be a wham and a wedge. And it was like, no. So this is where that video came of, when we're talking about wedge, what type of wedge, measuring these out, making sure the proper distance, so that when you are hitting a wham, because we're trying to maximize our edge. We're not just trying to like find stuff and fire at it and whatnot. We want to, if we see these things, we expect a win. So that's how that came about. But yeah, to try to solve that, I do need to figure that out.
So I think maybe this one might be a broader topic. So I'll just throw my name in the hat.
Okay.
For whoever wants to get together to kind of update or enhance the materials that are available. So another option that I thought of, and again, it's up to your discretion, obviously, is like in some of the categories, would there be a subject matter expert from the crew where we could make the smaller Cliff Note videos for the team? And so what I mean by that is there are some strategies, and I might be wrong by saying this, I'm also a very fast learner.
Sure.
There are some strategies that with one 30-minute video, you could give the entire explanation. You have to go out and practice it. You could technically learn the strategy in 30 minutes.
Yes. Yeah. Oh, yeah, definitely. But, I mean, there's perfect examples, headshot, plover, straight to it. Yeah, absolutely.
Obviously, you have to have your prerequisites done. You have to know what the order of operations are. You have to have you have to have understanding of what the golden ropes are and when they will interfere with the trade setup if they're going to interfere.
Right.
So you have to have that foundation, so to speak.
Yeah.
Then once you've got that foundation, me personally, again, I haven't been through it all the way, but I feel like 30-minute videos on each strategy, if you have your foundation, well, you'll get the strategy and you can start practicing right
Exactly, 100%. I'm glad, man, that you just solidified that. I feel like I'm feeling pretty good. That means that I'm teaching it right, because that's exactly what I expect and I want people to do now, is go into that videos lessons 1 through 6. What I try to do is condense the core and go, these are your primary, what I call your filters, right? Main filters. What's our favorable direction? What's our MACV doing? Where's our golden ropes? Are we sideways? Know what your favorable scenario is, and then boom, the execution, the entry point is a headshot or a double dot or a plover, or right. So our list of entry points. Bingo. That's awesome. Yeah, love it. Well, I'm trying. I'll give another example. You guys tell me what's wrong with this. Again, I'm a simplest solution type of guy when possible. I don't, just because it's complicated doesn't mean it's better, right? And I actually think that if we just had an Excel spreadsheet that solves this whole many-to-many thing, that if you were to go on Excel, you guys know you can hit Control F, right, for find. And so you just find everywhere, like just find all the cells that have, like, let's say that I'm looking for every time that I've talked about headshots, right? Now, it would require that somebody, as they're watching a video, like they've got the URL, right? They copy this URL, so I'm doing this in a video here, but copy the URL, okay? So imagine, because I know you guys don't have video right now and you're not watching this, but you've got the URL there, and let's see if let me do Excel here. I'm gonna open up an Excel spreadsheet. Blank, yeah, that's fine. What is it doing here to me? Just open up a blank, please. Thank you. All right. So just one column over here. Here is the URL, and now I'm going to paste this literally 10 times. Okay, just because we can. Okay, because what I know is that I'm going to have probably 10 topics in this video. Like if I'm doing a Vinny's Q&A video, so over here, I'll have headshot was talked about. We had 2 finger salute. We had the double dot. All right, so now I'm gonna go down to, like, I've got another URL now. So I'm gonna grab a later on. So hopefully when you guys see this video later, it will make sense. So I'm gonna grab this URL.
Go download it maybe while we are taking care of some of this housekeeping.
Order flow.
Let's get this thing rolling.
Okay, so this is Plover. So now I've got this URL, and I'll paste it 5 times because I might talk about some other topics in there. So yes, its primary is Plover, but in here I might also be talking about golden rope filter. I might have also talked about the trap. I might also talked about a J-hook reference. And now here's the thing. If you're going to search for J-hook, would you type, you guys tell me, you guys know the J-hook. When you guys see J-hook, do you see it as one word with a dash? Do you see it as J-hook, all one word? Do you see J space hook? What do you guys see? If you're going to search for J-hook, what are you going to type in for your primary search? Let's show, if we're going to show of hands, everybody type in the word J-hook without looking at somebody else. Just type it in the main chat. Type J-hook, and then we see what all comes out. If you're searching for J-hook, what are you going to do? Okay, I see some J dashes. I see some J's together. I see J space. So this is what we in the data world call a lossy join. Okay, do you guys see my point with that? It's like, so somebody's like, well, I only saw one video on J-hook, and they typed in J space hook, right? But then this is where it gets tricky, where we kind of got to have the actual category names and keep that consistent. So I'm just pointing out these problems because as we kind of get together as a team, that if these are going to be labeled, that they actually have to have it. Maybe we do it as a drop-down menu, although again, I want to make this as simple as possible too so people can find it. But, and then maybe it's like a find replace. All right, so we standardize it across the board. We always say J-hook, all right? Or if we want to keep it, so nobody, it's like shorthand, nobody wants to type the dash. The fastest way to type it is J-hook with no spaces, no dashes, because you know what it is, right? You type a search for, of course, maybe you'll just type hook, right? So you'll find them all if you search for hook. But my point with that is you could come up here, and once you get all that, you can go on an Excel spreadsheet and click filter, right? So now you're going to filter for every video that's got the J-hook mentioned, right? So if somebody wants to be a J-hook specialist, right? Because I tell you guys, when your first 40 days, you need to pick out 2 or 3 strategies that you are going to master first. So if you are going to be a 2-finger salute master, well, you need to see every video, right, in the wheelhouse, everything we've got on 2-finger salute. And if you want to narrow it down so you're not paying attention to anything else, if you could get a list of all of the 2-finger salute videos, wouldn't that be awesome? So this is my goal, okay, but I don't necessarily know how to get there, although I feel like a master Excel spreadsheet could solve this entire problem. But the format of that, and again, I don't have, I'll be honest, I don't have time to go back through all of my videos, and I don't need to teach myself. I'll say this, all the information is there. I want to organize it as well as possible that I can. But at the end of the day, I want the community to kind of pitch in and go, you know what, we want to get together and let's make this like beyond what Vinny can do. Let's make it not just good like what Vinny could do. Let's make it badass, right? Like, let's just do the absolute best. And I think you guys could do a better job at it as you guys are going through the material and you're learning it and you're having to watch through it. You can literally copy that URL, put it through your notes, and hopefully put in all the topics as well. And I feel like we could probably get a good centralized list, but how do we coordinate that and put it together? Is it a shared Excel spreadsheet? But you guys know how it is, like overriding and not overriding. Now, I know you can share out a workbook where the cells individually, especially on Google Sheets, it's pretty good about that because it will literally update, you know, that on the fly centrally. So maybe we do it as a Google Sheet. What are y'all's? So I'll put that out there. What are anybody's got thoughts on that?
So I'll speak up quick because I'm passionate about learning this fast.
Great.
The Google Sheet I'm good with. Vinny, are you open to identifying SMEs that could record a 20-minute video that has all of the content so I don't have to go to 8 videos?
Okay. Well, hold on. So let me back up on that. Now, I will tell you right now, I will have a video on every topic where I just go from end to end and make sure that it's all there. What I'm adding and enhancing to that is I think that you can learn from watching live ones, right? Or me looking at someone else's. So I'll give an example. When I'm doing a recap video, right? Every video says, oh, recap from, you know, July, whatever, a recap video from October, whatever. But how are you going to know if there was an awesome 2-finger salute scenario that you want to see if you're a 2-finger salute specialist? You see what I'm saying? So I can tell you all the rules, but I cannot show you every scenario of 2-finger salute without live market. Does that make sense? So why I think it's important to, while I can digest and give to you the overall thing, there are things that, like I've said before, the trickiest part about the markets is when there is a, remember that video where I say, you know, there are 100 types of Fridays, right? Or actually it's more like 20, right? There's 20 types of Fridays. There is first of the month Fridays. There are, you know, end of quarter Fridays. There are contract rollover Fridays. There are 15th of the month Fridays, end of quarter, you know, so all those different types of Fridays. I could not do a video with every one of those examples. Does that make sense? So what I would want with that is what I'm saying is, so you have the all-encompassing understanding the full strategy scenarios, but if you want to become the master, it's literally, you know, having 1,000 swings at the bat, which it can either be your swing or you can also learn from someone else's swing, right? So if you see other people's 2-finger salutes in that video or this video, you guys got it? All right, see, yes, the Google Docs would be nice. So again, the Google Doc, I feel like that's a real simple one. I like the hashtag idea. I saw Derek say something about the hashtag. So how would that work? So every video would have, how would we search it then? But yeah, I know like on Instagram, you know, you can search for hashtag, but that's it. Oh, you know what it would be? So it'd be keywords, right? So let's call it keywords instead of search terms or topics. Yeah, so like, I guess you could do this in one line then. Okay, so let me see. So I'm doing this, I'm looking at one line here. Let me take a screenshot and send this to you guys so you know what I'm looking at here in the room, but we are doing this on the video so you guys can look at this later and, you know, come up with ideas. Because again, I really am wanting to do this in the community. And however, I want to come back to your idea about people doing videos, because I am actually going to ask, and you are hitting it. I love the fact that you guys are there, because folks, that means that kind of what I've been thinking, you guys are kind of approving what I really want to see going forward. I am going to just, it's going to be really cool, I think. But I would like to encourage some folks to, you know, stretch their wings a little bit and turn on OBS and record some videos, teaching through, walking through stuff. And I'm going to give you creative license to go at it and do it. Because even if you do it wrong, it doesn't matter. What's great is even if you teach it wrong, I am not going to just throw the video out there. What I'm going to do is I'm going to play the video in a live scenario, live stream, and if there's any corrections that need to be done or any enhancements or any add tos, I think that'll be really great. I love that idea. And here's how I'm going to incentivize you to do that. If you create a video on a topic and you give that to me and I am going to use it on our YouTube page because you put in the work and you put in the time, What I'm also going to do is every person in here is going to have their own personal invite link to Discord. If you guys don't know how to do that, let me show you how real quick on this video, how to create a Discord link. If you don't know how to do that, I suggest you guys do it in, Google it. But you just click up on my server name and click on invite people. Right down here, it says that your invite expires in 1 day. You don't want to do that. Make sure you click on edit this invite link. Select expires after, never. Select maximum users, no limit. Okay, and then generate a new link. Okay, when you create that link, that is specific to you. All right, now what I'm going to do is use your link, and I'm going to put that in the description of your video. Okay, so that if any person out on the internet ever searches for our stuff, finds it, and your video is the one that convinces them to join into our program, you're automatically getting a referral, which is going to generate for you passive income. That as people join into our program and people are encouraged by your video, because let's say, like, let me give an example. So I see, let's see who just talked there. So that was so Desto. He's done a lot of work on putting a lot of things in the notes. So let's say that Desto puts together a video, sends it over to me. I use it down in the description. You guys know how this works, right? So you're here, and we'll mention it in the video. Be like, hey, check out the link down below to join us in Discord. So instead of using my link, that's down here, I think is our default, which is somewhere here. There it is. Discord chat room, right? So we're going to swap out the Discord chat room for your invite link. So if somebody comes through your invite link, you're going to get the referral money sent to you via PayPal for the person who signs up under you. Any questions on that? Is that a good idea? Bad idea? Feedback? Again, I'm open to critique. Smack me in the face. Tell me that's a stupid idea. I'm good with that too. Michael G says good idea. Adam says good idea. DB's DB40, great idea. Okay, you guys up for that? Good idea, no questions. Awesome. Yeah, so if you guys, and again, there's no like limit to what topic it is. Okay, if you are a two-finger salute specialist, folks, I don't care if I've got 10 people that are talking about two-finger salute. Awesome. Send me the video, because what I want to do is start having that consistency and put them together. And by the way, these Excel spreadsheets. Okay, so the way that I did that, let's talk about the Excel spreadsheet real quick. So something that I want to maybe modify from that. So your hashtag idea. This is where it gets tricky, because I mean, we can put hashtags on these so that that's the separator, but now you have to start to think about what's the separator. Okay, are you going to do comma and then another one? So 2 F's, okay, comma, right? What are those going to be? I'm up for this, but I feel like maybe we need to have a whole nother meeting scenario, or maybe we have a group of people one night and be like, look, anybody who wants to do this, let's come in on Wednesday night and let's all get together on an audio chat and talk about what we do. It doesn't have to be on a video thing, but just get together. How are we going to organize it? How do you want to organize it? But so that somebody can come in here, hit filter, and find exactly what they need. I guess my problem with this method would be that then you can't use the filter in Excel. All right, so if you're hitting this, I hit data and I want to hit the filters on each of the columns, I wouldn't be able to easily filter on like just double dots if I did multi-row. In fact, this is a big database no-no, right? Curtis, are you on the mic now? Are you with us? I'm not sure if you're still there. But any data person will cringe. If you're breaking basic atomicity by having multiple fields of data in a single field, that is a big database person no. So all you data people, don't cringe. And yes, I'm a data person, so it makes me freak out to do that. So I would rather not do that. But again, at this point, whatever is we're looking for a KISS theory method here, folks. I am looking for keep it simple, stupid. I am looking for Occam's razor. We know what the solution is. We want to be able to search and find all the URLs where that topic is mentioned, right? Not just the primary, okay? Because yeah, everybody can find the two-finger salute video. All right, but what about all the other videos where I'm literally like scrolling up here and I'm like, okay, so today so-and-so crushed it. Oh, look at this awesome two-finger salute he took. He's got a screenshot here and he took it. It was noon, it was 12 o'clock, so great scenario. And I'm walking through the whole thing. That specific scenario, okay, so here's one, I don't know what this trade was. This looks like a single green dot long, long's favorable, green dot at a level, whatever I had talked through in that video. All of those add to a person's bank of time that they've spent. Again, you can either learn from your time or you can learn from someone else's time, right? And how cool is it if you can kick back on your couch, right, and learn it without you being at the desk touching it. So again, what I'm wanting to do is create the most ultimate, amazing, freaking trading group in the world, right? My goal is to be #1 in the world, folks. I will just tell you right up front what my ego is telling me. What I want us to do is I want us to be the absolute best. And so people who call me a narcissist and all the other kind of crap, well, there you go. I must be a narcissist because I'm competitive and I want to be the best. Troll away, my friends. Why not be the best? If you can do it, go all the way. I'll give it a biblical passage. Whatsoever thy hand findeth to do, do it with thy might. All right, not do it with thy weakness. So that's my point. All right, on to another one. So I think that's where we want to go. Okay. Yeah, those are good. Okay, so next questions. We'll make sure we're covering them all. Same language. I know there's some others. Okay. Signs of Trinity Verse, got that one. Your thoughts on should have made it. I'm gonna open 2 windows here for this so I don't have to do that again. Let's see. All right, the launching the trap. Okay, yeah, we talked about that trap video. Okay, here we go. In some of the old mentorship videos, it mentions having some smaller groups of people in a sort of cohort of people in similar stages at their AlgoBox training. I don't remember where I talked about that, but I might have been talking about that in a negative connotation, because what I have found is when people do that, they get in these silos and they teach themselves the wrong thing. Okay, I do not want people to do this. So J5 Stone, I am going to make a point with this right now. Do not do this. Do not get in siloed groups where you're looking for feedback from each other. This is what happens when you have blind leading the blind. This is what happens when you've got people like, oh, we're here to share ideas, and what I think is, listen, get it from the horse's mouth, okay? I'm here. I want you to hear it from me. Now, if somebody is repeating saying, well, what Vinny says is, then awesome, okay? But this is like, from a biblical perspective, this is like these pastors and preachers who get out there and they start preaching from the pulpit, but they ain't reading the word of God themselves, all right? If they ain't saying, well, Jesus said, or God said this, and they're just up there babbling, talking about what they think about and what they felt about this Sunday. They were rolling around in the grass last night and they saw something in the clouds, so therefore, that must mean that they're supposed to go to dinner at the chicken house tonight. No, don't. We're not doing that, all right? You get it straight from the horse's mouth. If I said it, awesome. If somebody else is saying it, question everything, all right? And that's with the best of intention people. I've had people in here who, they really seem to know what they're talking about, but they have sent people on just complete lost scenarios of things and got them and pointed them in the wrong direction. So enough on that. Do not silo yourselves. Stay away from private messages, okay? I don't want you guys doing private messages. It just causes all kinds of problems. Can you guys still hear me? I hear things popping in and out. Lost the audio? Oh, okay. How about, that's because I hit that duplicate thing. How about now? Can you guys hear me now? Yes, okay. Yeah, sorry about that. That was when I duplicated the window there. I didn't think about that happening. Okay, so just real quick rehash on that. Do not get into siloed groups. Do not do that. I'm telling you right now, I have seen, look, there have been people that really thought they knew what they were talking about, and they get together and they get in these groups, and all of a sudden I find out later, hey, these guys are struggling. I go find out, I'm like, well, why are y'all doing that? Why? Okay, that's not what I taught. Why are you not so my point was this: if you hear somebody say, well, Vinny says blah 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 blah, great. And by the way, I'm gonna check because I see it written out in public. That way I can double check. Okay. Don't have these private conversations. Don't be sitting there and having private message conversations with people, asking them questions about that. Look, bring it to public rooms. I've got plenty of public space for people to have chats. If you're in premium members, you can say it in the premium chat areas. We've got the public space. If you want to have other chat rooms that we want to open up, particularly on topics, that's fine. But I do encourage you, stay out of private messages. If someone is private messaging you, I would actually rather you guys go ahead, tell me that they're doing it. I will address them personally. Don't feel like you're tattling on them, but I'm telling you right now, I'm going to reiterate this more as we go into this year, because these are where the majority of all the problems and headaches have come, is when people start siloing and having these little conversations off on the side and they don't know what's actually happening and they don't want to come and have the conversation with me. How many of you, with a show of hands or type in the room here, or you know what, come on the audio mic. I would like somebody that would speak to the crew here on somebody that I have had a phone conversation with who, in so many words, I have changed your life. I have literally, like, you get to a point where you weren't able to do it, and all of a sudden, one phone call from me, you got on with me, and I know there's many of you guys who, in that moment, I literally show you exactly what was going on, what you're doing. I give you the right way and the right path of how to go and do it, and everything changed. But it was all because you had a phone call with me, which I encourage. But what's interesting is what I end up seeing people do is they get together with other people and like, hey, well, you know, and it's a vicious spiral. But I promise you, you have a conversation with me, I don't waste time. If you have a conversation with me, I will change your life. It is my goal every time I get on a phone call with somebody to, I'm not just here to just hang out and be friends and high five. I have a goal and I'm going to get you somewhere. So anybody want to speak to that notion? To encourage anybody else who is thinking, oh, I'll ask somebody else, but I'm telling you, come to me. Steve's laughing. I know I think Steve would raise his hand on that one. That was it. Yeah, you know, send them to me, right? Be like, hey, go talk to Vinny on that. Curtis, yep. You know, Curtis early in his career. You know, Curtis has been with me for, how long you been with me, Curtis? We're at 5 years now. Pretty much
5 years and still going strong.
Yeah, pretty much from the beginning. I mean, I think I punched go live in January 2016, and I think you might have showed up was like maybe March, maybe 2 months into being out there live.
Yep, 2 months.
So pretty much from the beginning of public, anyhow, which is awesome. But yeah, we had those conversations. Let's see. I'm trying to remember our first one of the change. You had a question on, let me see if I can think. It was either two finger or wham. Can you remember what the first, like the one question of what you had?
It was actually when we started working, or when you started working on defining when to take a two finger when it is approaching the ropes.
Was it the two finger reversal? I thought so, yeah, because it was like you were taking it was the two finger scenarios, and what I was like trying to reiterate was that the two finger salute requires the arm, but we started to see that, you know, if we could find it near the ropes, it's actually awesome to literally reverse that whole thing. Yeah, I thought, all right, my memory wasn't too far off, but listen, I tried to remember everybody, you know, personally, right? I try to have that personal conversation with you guys, personal relationship, know where you are, know what you do. I know you buy your strategy. I know what you're, at least at that time. Again, you develop over time. Like, I don't think Curtis's main strategy is two finger salute anymore. Is it? Well, what's your primary go-to these days, CG? You can pretty much trade anything, I know, but what's your favorite these days?
Actually, my favorite nowadays is anything that has to do with a cross.
Yeah, baby. I mean, dude, is that not OP? Dude, the crosses are so OP, y'all. Like, you can close your eyes and come in here and sit down if they're, it's so true. It's yeah, Steve. Steve's so OP on him. He's drawing colors on him and deciding what he's going to do ahead of time. He knows. Let's see. So who else in here? Private message record. Derek said first call, signing up for Gold Plus. Told me trade in the direction of MACV. Wait for 8. Look for PRZ. Instantly started trading better. Yep. Actually, my 2-week free trial. Awesome, Rick. I think I talked with KC. Is KC on the mic? I see KC's over there. We had a chat with him. He actually, KC, I'm gonna pick on you. I'm gonna share with them our private message there. He literally wrote me and said, reminding me that I should trade like a video game was so helpful. All I need to do is win. My trading was seriously improved since our chat. Right there. Awesome right there. Yo, listen, all I'm gonna say is this: call me, okay? Schedule a call with me. I know you think, well, I don't want to bother him, whatever. Listen, it's what I do, okay? And in fact, I enjoy those calls. This is not a burden to me, okay, y'all? I enjoy the conversation with you guys from all around the world. Knowing and feeling the ability to change lives is my whole goal in life, right? You know, finances, that's done and taken care of, right? I've told you guys, you know, everybody knows fortune and fame go together, right? Fortune I have. Fame, what do I want to be famous for? I want to be famous for creating the most amazing trade room, the most amazing trade software, the most amazing community, and just being able to crush it in the most direct way to allow ourselves time and time is the most precious thing we have. We do not have that much time here as it is on our planet. May as well spend it doing the things that we want and love to do and not being afraid to speak your mind. Because I'll tell you, some of the problems with our world right now is that, you know, we can't say what we want to say for fear of losing your job, right? I mean, everybody in here probably has that issue right now. Like, you want to stay off of social media because your boss man, like, you know, heaven forbid you support Trump, okay, and all of a sudden you're a racist and you're, you know, a misogynist and everything else, the amount of ridiculousness, so you can't say anything. Well, guess what happens when you've got control of your entire finances? Now you can go around and speak like an idiot like me and just speak your mind without fear of anybody. Like, what are you going to do? You're going to fire me? Okay. Okay. Till somebody comes and unplugs my internet connection, you know, good luck. So freedom, folks. I want you guys to have freedom, and I will try to do anything I can to get you there. And I have a lot of I got some tricks. Okay, I got some tricks up my sleeves that aren't even in videos and things sometimes, because sometimes things are very specific to individuals. But I can take you from zero to hero if you just give me a chance. I'll prove it. Challenge me on it. See if I don't. So you can fuck off on it. Sunday, just on Sunday. Okay. Super questions. Okay, so no super question. But here is one. Is there a video feed going right now, or is this audio only? It's audio only. Audio only right now. I'm recording it, so I will release it later, and I am doing a few drawings here and there and showing the Excel spreadsheet, etc. So for the people that didn't catch it tonight. Okay, other topical items there. Of course, I just did the exact thing I told myself I didn't want to do. I have to scroll back and find, okay, hashtag function, JHook. Back to the rest of the stream later. Okay. Maybe a database or an app with a search bar. Okay, so here's what I don't want to do. I know we can solve the problem this way. Derek the Rick is saying, you know, database and an app and a search bar. Okay, look. I also want freedom of my time. Okay, I love you guys, but I got 3 kids. I got one over here. Mikey, what are you playing? What you playing? Fortnite? Are you winning? All right. Okay, I got 3 kids now. Back when you guys saw me 5 years ago, you know, I had 1 at the time, and you know, we're 3 in now. So time is important. I don't have time to build out tools and stuff like this, and you know, Curtis doesn't want to spend his time doing these types of things, when what we want to do is focus on all of my skills and all of my talents I want to put into the trading tools themselves, not the tools necessarily around it. I will tell you that I would like to have in the future to have a mobile app for a couple of things. One is to track the amount of time you spend in market replay, and so that you can kind of track it over time, and to actually have all of my VO lists in a full thing where you can check off when you're done with them and whatnot. I think that would be kind of cool, but it's a wish list thing. But you know, we're a ways from that, because I got to get NinjaTrader 8 done, right? Once NinjaTrader 8 is solid and stable and it's out there, I would still rather put my time then into the full auto components. Right now I want to, some of the new stuff we've got, I don't have any full auto nothing on our crosses, and hello, are the crosses not the most amazing things we've got so far? Yeah. So I want to build out some full auto tools on the crosses. Headshots, come on, I mean, that's free money. Why would I not want to turn that on? So, you know, stuff like that that's coming. I'm going to focus my time and attention there. So what I would like you guys to do is I'm focusing the time and attention on the tools and crushing it with the tools. If you guys can help build out things around it, like what we're talking about here tonight. So, you know, that's a windy way of saying help us out with the search stuff. If you guys have other items, the Control F made it easier. Yeah, see? So Yingy's talking about the Control F, just find. Yingy says, my notes are sloppy, but I got every video I've watched so far stamped on what's covered. What? Okay, what did she do it in? Where's Yingy's thing? Yingy, are you in here? I think she said she had to go. Hold up. Let me scroll back up. What was she saying she did it in? Video 17, okay, there, yeah, there's an example. Wow, so there's a big one. So Desto, you know, he's got all these, but even this is kind of hard to get to, right? Like, this is great once you're at the video, but I need the step in front of this, how to get to the video so that they can find this, right? And even that is still a little bit tricky. So solving the search problem, folks. That is a question that I'm posting out to the room. Hopefully you guys can help me solve that. Note self, and I know Matt is doing a set of notes on this stuff, and I really think that is going to be helpful for Control F to be able to just find in things. And okay, Matt, what did he put here? A screenshot. Desto, would you be willing to tackle the notes section with me for the rest of the group? Okay, yeah. So Matt's working on that. Yeah, and I know Matt is he does training stuff kind of professionally at the university level. So definitely want to use his expertise around some of that. But like I said, any of you guys who want to create your own videos and walk through stuff, like even small stuff, right? We need some little short videos on, like, I don't know, how to change your audio settings, right? Like, okay, here's how I like to go on the audio settings and, change every one of them, which is good, right? For per instrument type of thing, a video on that. Save me the opportunity to do that. You guys create that video, and then your link is down there. And if somebody signs up through that video link, that's free referral on you. You get to help teach out, and hopefully it creates a synergy with us, and I'm looking forward to some of that. Yengi said she took a lot of notes. She didn't say what it was. Did anybody see what Yengi said she took notes in? Was it Word? Was it Excel? It's too long for posting raw as comment. Best to make an index. What does he mean by an index? It's one of those broad terms. I'm not sure what you mean by Desto index. If you're in here, if you can tell me what you mean by index on that. Give me an example. Got 150 pages of notes now. Wow. Okay, I'm assuming this is like probably Word, but screenshots, take up a lot of space. So, but 150 pages, that's awesome. I can invite you to the OneNote. This would be a good way to consolidate. Okay, yeah. So Matt, you're using OneNote. Okay, I was talking about that earlier. Wasn't sure what you were using, and wanted to make sure it was the OneNote thing. Excellent. So I've got every video I've watched so far stamped on what's covered. So I'd like to see what that is. What she did the stamp on. Use Excel to. Okay, Desto said the Excel is for the index. Now to index by topic. Okay, yeah, I'd like to see some of these. If anybody wants to share at least what you've currently got to the room, drop the file in here, and let's take a peek so I can get a kind of an idea and make sure we're in the right direction. Which I'm sure we are. I'm not too concerned with that. Build out each strategy and compartmentalize as we go. Yep. Once I receive permission, direct message you for email address. Yeah, Matt, go ahead. I kind of talked about that. Let's go ahead and do that. I'd prefer to create a separate room for that. What should we call the room? Somebody tossed me out a room name idea on the left for talking about, what do we want to call this problem? This is the search guide, the AlgoBox search guide. Curtis, can you create an AlgoBox search guide room on the left in premium? I only want that accessible to the premium members. Curtis, are you there? I'll make sure you can hear me. You might have had to go.
Yep, working on it now.
Oh, great. Awesome. Fantastic. Okay, so let's use that. That way you're not having to email. I hate email stuff back and forth, and that way I can peek in and see how things are going. Let's keep it all in Discord. So Curtis is going to create that room there for us. For the AlgoBox search guide. All right, once I receive permission for perfect, okay. So an idea crossed my mind about market replay. Ooh, all right. Everyone from the team recording videos, sets of 9-minute, ooh, I like this idea. 9-minute market replay, 90-minute sessions by 10x speed. Let me think about that. Okay, a 90-minute session, but consolidated at 10x, down to 9 minutes. I love this idea. Holy shnikes. I'm writing this one down. Great idea, Desto. Because that, you can execute it yourself or you can watch somebody else execute. It's almost as good. Now, look, you've got to get the mechanics down. Folks, I have told you, I cannot transfer my mechanics to you. I cannot, transfer my ability to use the mouse and the tag movement and all that. You got to get that down. But what Desto is saying right there, being able to watch someone else's trades, folks, it's extremely powerful. To be able to watch a trade from end to end. Like, even me, when I've gone back and watched my own trades, like reminding myself, I can see that trade going through my head again, because those folks, things repeat. All right, the same patterns, the same setups repeat. I mean, the J hooks, I'll tell you, that's why the J hook came to be. It's why the J hook is so powerful, is I've seen it happen so many times. Like, I can look at it and tell what's happening. Almost, it's like seeing the Matrix. The first little thing is the J-hook, but whether or not that J-hook is going to continue or it's going to fail, I've got those little things in there in the advanced J-hook that I try to explain as much as you can. But there are scenarios like what happens when you have 2 J-hooks back to back. Pop quiz time. Curtis, if you get a long J-hook followed by a short J-hook, which one do you take? That's a tough one. Anybody know that one? You have a long J-hook followed immediately by a short J-hook, and they are right on each other. Which one do you take? Long or short? You got people saying short. Yep. Steve nailed it with the recency is key. We've got a rule that says recency is key. The most recent matters. Real simple, right? Perfect. But it's things like that that kind of can be a little bit tricky until you've actually seen one happen. Like I can tell you that rule, right? I can tell you what happens if you get a long J-hook followed by a short J-hook. Yeah, I can tell you, take the short one here. Recency is key. But until you see it, I'm telling you, it's different when you're seeing it in real time. So things like that, right? It's just an example. Everyone from the team recording it 9-minute sessions. Yeah, no trading, just the sessions, morning and afternoon, other later perhaps, and posting it to a dedicated YouTube channel playlist. Yep, fantastic. We coordinate each session per person and build a library of market replay sessions. That would be awesome. So everyone can benefit of market replay anywhere, anytime from YouTube. Maybe everyone specialize on a type of day. I love these ideas and plans. Yeah, totally dig that. And I'll say something else. There has been there's pluses and minuses to being watched, okay? Now, market replay, it's different because at least there's not actual money on the line. I can say that for me, it's mostly negative when I am teaching while I'm trading live. You know, I did that for, 3 years. My first 3 years, I was actually out there doing it. But the amount of pressure, the amount of trolling, the amount of constant, like you're constantly worrying about what everybody else is thinking is both positive and negative. It also, because when you know that you're going to be watched, it's like having a manager over your shoulder where you're going to do everything perfectly, right? Like, yes, sir. Hello, sir. Today, sir, I am very, very busy person today, sir. Yes, I am coding all day long. Now the boss man's out of the room. I'm over here, eating Apple Jacks, listening to songs, music, beating on my desk for a while, and then I'm like, I gotta get some code done today. It's every coder's copy pasta. Everybody knows how we do it, but nobody wants to admit to it. Nobody's coding for 8 hours a day. I mean, you can't do that. Your eyeballs fall out. So, no training. But so that being said, is if you have that extra pressure that somebody's watching, you actually do it better. So with trading, knowing that you're going to be trading for 60 to 90 minutes, and it's not like coding because you're actually thinking through everything. It's massive decision fatigue while you are watching trade setups and executing on them and going through the highs and lows of wins and stop outs or closures. There's a lot going on there. And, when I'm teaching it, so I'm also slowing down my own brain cycles because I'm having to speak. Do you guys know that speech is like one of the slowest forms of communication on the planet? I saw Elon Musk's thing. I saw that thing you can put in your head and they're going to literally be able to instantaneously transfer information from one brain to the other. And he was like, yeah, speech is actually very slow communication. Your brain has to process what you're actually going to say, then you have to put it through words, it has to be processed on the other side. Speech communication is so difficult. So I'm sitting there trying to do everything I need to do while I'm trading and then speaking to it and training it and whatnot. So I am saying that as we go forward, I will be committing to doing more live trade sessions with my live stuff, but I'm not going to do it every day again. Like I know that that's a mistake. I'm not going to do that, put that pressure level on myself. And now I've got, 3 kids, families, all this kind of stuff. Back in when I was single, whatever. If I'm blowing money, no big deal, right? Now, different stages of life, right? Different stages, different times. And I'm not putting up with trolls the way that I used to, okay? Y'all have seen me in my darkest of days. Steve can attest to the fact. I think Steve just about had enough of me when I had reached a point I learned valuable lessons about people the 5 years I've been out here in public. I used to be a real nice guy. I don't know if y'all know that or not, but my first sets of videos, anybody who's been with me for 5 years plus, any of those guys in the Founders Club could probably say, Vinny used to be a real nice guy. I think they might say that. Curtis, I don't know. Have I changed? Not changed? I don't know. I feel like I'm pretty sure.
I don't know, man. Cut the hair.
I'm exactly the same as I was 5 years ago. No change. What are you talking about? Now somebody said the other day they thought that I had put on my hat was a fake wig or something. So I'm taking off my hat right now and showing it in the video. That's full on legit, folks. That's my hair. Yeah. So the hat just happens to pull it back and keep it out of the way. All right, there we go. All right, so solve that. Somebody was like, "Oh yeah, look, he's putting on a hat wig," and I'm like, "No, it's not what's going on." Like people do troll me so hard, I can't even whatever. And I got to get a thicker skin, right? I know I've heard it a million times. Like, what did you do? Yeah, I'm trying. But what I'm not gonna do, I'm just not gonna expose it. And I don't care if they talk about me, but when they started dealing with my family, my kids, and going after like even my external family members and stuff, it's just it's just wackos, man, psychopaths on the interwebs. No trade just session. Okay, posting today. Yep, like that. For everyone who benefited market player, maybe specialize on type of data. Okay, next one, maybe database. Okay, we're not gonna do that. We talked about that. Rest of the stream. Okay, no OneNote. Yeah, I like the OneNote idea, but I'm not familiar with it. I'll be honest. It sounds great. So if OneNote is a solution, I'm totally down for it. If you guys pick that, awesome. JHook, J-Hook, J-Hook. We'll figure that out. Maybe we can tokenize it to do all of them, but then you're dealing with searches that are hard. I think basically somebody's probably just gonna get smart and just type in hook, right? You gotta standardize MySQL. Ugh. Speaking about beating the dolphin, I'll pass. MySQL, by the way, their thing is a dolphin. In case anybody was wondering what the reference was. Semi-forced search terms, yeah, semi-forced. Next one. OneNote allows for searching tags or any content. Okay, tags. Tags. Okay, so it's got a tagging thing. I got you. So kind of like the hashtag deal. That's good. So keywords, tags. Yeah, actually, I think that's really cool. Excel would not let you do that. So if OneNote has that, maybe that is the the best solution there. Tagging each one of them, and if something was missing a tag, somebody could add it. Yeah, I think that could be cool. Can we lock it so trolls don't make? Yeah, see, you definitely need. That's why I want to keep it inside that group, right? Like whatever group is inside of there, it needs to be premium members only, and people who want to join in that group, we'll have to figure that out. But yeah, I mean that's the thing. You got to think about these outside sources that are constantly like doing terrible crap to you. You want to go and update the data, access. So that's that thing. Let's go forward. What else? Any other questions? Coordinate and distribute the work. 2 to 3 videos per week per session to time and code and comment, or easiest, fastest, semi-automated with the open transcript. Yeah, more is more on that. I don't see any negative drawback there to market replay unless somebody's doing it wrong. So you got to be careful of that. Like, I'm not going to worry about it. If maybe other people, like if somebody does it wrong, you have the opportunity to help correct them too. So I'll give that, but just be careful. Like if somebody sees a video, oftentimes they might think, oh, well, now I've learned it from that video. So I will say that I will probably, again, I would prefer to filter them, but hey, if we're going to throw them all out there and then I'm using that as a basket of things to pull in and do videos on, I think that's a great idea, and it gives me an opportunity to see what you're doing too. So if I see a struggle, or it's like, oh, I see what they're doing this wrong, I can give that feedback to you right away. So that's a good idea. Okay, we are right at about an hour here tonight, so we'll try to, let me see if there's any other specific things we're going to. It's a good idea, no questions. Yeah, record the timestamps for keywords. Yeah, we definitely can do that on the YouTube thing, but back to the solving the problem before it, I think we understand that now. You could assign, for example, 20 of us to a few videos each. Think about this. Derek's saying, assign, for example, 20 of us to a few videos each. 20 on 5 videos. Okay, I'm not following that, but let me think through that, Derek. Or Derek, are you on the mic? Can you explain what you're talking about in that? There. Oh, he had to go. He's not in here. But he dropped this. 20 of you. Does anybody know what he's saying on that? We could timestamp and keyword the things mentioned in the video for you, then send our notes. So how would it work with crossover, I guess? Like
He was
5
saying
people.
divide and conquer. Like if each one of us had one video to do the same thing, we'd finish it faster that way.
Okay. Yeah, I think I understand that part, but how does
The issue is consistency. We probably wouldn't all do it the same way.
Yeah,
The
yeah,
downside.
format. But if 20 for each, each video. I don't understand why he wants to do multiples per. It's more like 20 people who want to do it, but I'm giving 5 to one guy, 5 to another guy, 5 to another guy, 5 to another guy. I think maybe that's what he actually means on that kind of thing. All right, so it's in the visual detail. But if we are keeping it as simple as, look, all I want is a URL. I don't want your notes. I really let people take their own notes, okay? But I think that if it has the topic word, right, or what we call, I guess we'll call them keywords. What was OneNote has a different name for it. It was a tag. So tags, throw the tag. You know, that's hard to mess up, right? If you call it JHook or JSpaceHook, it really doesn't matter as long as the tags are there. That's hard to mess up. You guys agree with that? Like, it's kind of hard to mess up. I don't care about the formatting on that because it's literally URL tag. I can't really see a way to mess that up. Y'all agree? Let's see, next one. Yes, okay. And again, tags, plural. It would be every tag that you can think of that you saw in the video. Like, oh, you talked about this, you talked about that, you talked about that. Now, along the way, you need to be taking your own notes, but tags, tag-wise, you need, that video needs to be identified of, he talked about these 20 things in there, and the actual tags themselves. Again, with all the videos and playlists inside the lesson library in order. Oh, yeah, absolutely, Derek. Yeah, I mean, I really do want to start there, but then we should progress through the others. And as a new video comes out, right? So new video comes out, that needs to be, I'll just use the term cataloged, right? So URL and then topics. Like maybe somebody can assign it, be like, okay, I'll take tonight's video, right? Maybe I'll ask for a volunteer at the end of a video and I don't know, give some kind of incentive to it. How would we do that? Yeah, we'll figure it out. We'll figure that out. You know, even if it's the invite link thing, something like that, we can put in the description. Lost audio. Okay, got the audio back. Okay, we're should be close to wrapping it up. Talked about in a video about not to bring your friends in. Yeah, that becomes problematic for many reasons. Yeah, I've seen 2 guys literally bury themselves. I'll go ahead and name names because they're not here with us anymore. What was the guy's name? And they're usually always somebody who they came from another group. Like they were already, they learned from some like Back to the Future's room type of scenario. I think Steve was in that room. But these guys were in some other, I can't remember which one now. But it was one guy out of California and his friend from Nevada. But they had been these others. They saw our stuff and they started trading the MACV. And it was like they were only trading the MACV. They're like, oh no, this is what we're going to do. We're doing this thing. And like they were on Skype. This is actually back in the day. Anybody remember? How many of you guys were here with me when we were back in Skype? Anybody, all of our Founders Club members, before we were on Discord, we used to all use Skype, but they were creating their own little Skype group off on the side. And so rather than being in the live trade session with us, they're over there like talking themselves through stuff. And, you know, I heard there's, you know, they basically blow up, but then they blame me. And I'm like, wait. So I try to talk to them and say, okay, so what were you doing? I'm like, okay, wait, just, you don't enter on every 8 bar. You can't just enter in on the 8 bar. That's not how it worked. Like you got to tie. You know, this was that whole thing I was saying earlier. I'm worried about people taking one video out of context, not taking everything into account. And it's like, okay, so it's a market day that's going 45-degree angle up, right? How many times is the short going to work? 0. Okay, and they're still trying to trade the MACV short when the 8th bar shows up. They're like, oh, well, you said MACV on the 8th bar, you go short. Well, that's what I was doing. I lost all day that day and lost my whole account. I'm like, well, was I doing that? Well, I don't know. I wasn't watching. I'm like, well, what were you doing? I was over in Skype talking to Johnny. Oh, yeah, well. Did Johnny help you? No, I didn't think so. But y'all had fun, I bet. All right, sorry. That's my take on that. Your private messages to keep a record, notes from people who have ideas. That's dumb. Okay, right here. Antoine, or Antone. Don't do that. I talked to you on the phone the other day. Listen, man. I talked to you a lot. Listen to what I told you. And no, that's not good. If you're taking notes from other people and getting people's ideas, look, what ideas? What? Who in here can beat me? Raise your hand if you think you want to go on with me. Competition. Let's go. Same size account. Who can beat me in trading? If you can, raise your hand so I can hand the whole group over to you because I'm done making videos. Okay? No, there are no, you should not be, don't, like, just because a buffalo starts jumping over the sides of the hill, don't mean do it, okay? There are probably reasons why and most people don't. And I can't explain every negative. You don't teach in negatives. You don't be like, well, here's why you don't do this. And I can tell you, well, here's why you don't do this. Thomas Edison cannot teach you, he's not going to teach you the 10,000 ways he discovered not to create a light bulb, okay? He's going to teach you the one or the two ways that the filament inside of the vacuum bulb worked the best, right? Now somebody came in after him and improved the bottom piece of it, right? You can improve on it, fine. But, you know, I can't explain all the negatives. I guess that's my answer to all that. We're only going to focus on plus, and don't worry, there are 10,000 reasons why you don't do what you're doing, I promise. There are reasons. If there were, I would probably have figured it out, I promise. I have spent a lot of time. Now, if it's new, I want to say something to this. If it's new, right? Like, I'll give an example. Simon has been with us for a long time, and he did all the work. Go back and look at how much work Simon put in to training and trading and all the screenshots he used to post and whatnot. He's doing a little bit less now because he's in live scenario now. But he did all the work, all this stuff. So he knew the system. He knows exactly how I do it. And he discovered what? Anybody know what strategy that I completely attribute to Simon himself? The plover. Yeah, I hate the name, but he came the plover. The weirdest bird, and apparently it's called the plover, which even makes me even more angry. I hate it, but whatever. You know, he found that strategy. And what did it come out of? It came out of a new tool that we created, which was the crosses. The crosses came in just this year, right? So that's a scenario where, hey, maybe, hey, Vinny, have you considered this one? Right? Like Steve. Steve started going, he enhanced the horizontal line thing that we were doing at the double cross on the lower level. And he's like, hey, I noticed that if we draw the colored line on the 3s, and on the, I added back to the 5s, but just at the 3 level, that is, you know, that is not changing everything we're doing, but enhancing what we're doing. Awesome, right? So that's where I'm going with that. Be careful of the other ideas, though. Just because somebody has an idea and it's working in the current market condition, okay, because that's the problem. People are like, oh man, I see a trend, right? One day, you know, what's that? Just, oh, all that happened, all those crosses? It's a candy bar singles. All right, so be careful of that one, but what should you draw there? All right, Hamacho, now show us how to draw the horizontal lines. Take a new screenshot. So I'm already critiquing you. What should you do with those crosses? Take another screenshot when you've got it done. Post it again. See, but this is what's great. When somebody posts a screenshot, now we can give good critical feedback. Now, something else I want to point out that he's showing here. We'll do a learning lesson here tonight. You see the algo matrix? So far left is red, middle solid green. This is going red. Did you know that if this far right, if it turns green, you can actually take an entry off of that? You can take an entry long right there if this right side, which will turn green first, because you're green, boom, this has gone red, boom, when it flips back to green, bloop, that can be a point of entry. All right, oh, Casey, oh, we got some, what is that? 18 only. Verify your age, eesh. Is that non-trading related? I don't even want to know. All right, let me make sure we cover the rest, and then we will wrap it up. And I'm looking forward to taking this forward. Using the hands on that. Okay. First phone call ever. I signed up with Gold Plus. Okay, that's stuff when we were talking about changing one call with me. I want to change things. Okay, is there a video on moving to a live account? Oh, that's a good one. Video on moving to a live account. That is a good one. Now, normally, so that is per person typically. So, make sure as you are scheduling your calls, I expect that everybody makes your call before you go live, and we talk about your scenario. So it's a little bit of a tougher video, but that's one where I can go different types of scenarios, right? There are people who have started in micros. There are people who start directly into E-minis. There are different risk levels. There are account growth. Again, my standard is to go 2,500, 5K, 8K, then push forward from there. But that's a good one. Got that one on the list. Great one there, DB40. Your calls are... And your calls are like 40 minutes a piece. They're probably longer than that. Anybody in here been on a phone call with me less than 40 minutes? I doubt it. Anybody less than 2 hours? Automatic horizontal lines on AlgoBox 3s. Oh, that's a good idea. What do you think about that? That's an easy enhancement. Auto lines on 3s. What color? Good idea, Mike. First call was HH on a Friday night. We shared a virtual beer. Oh yeah, that would be awesome. Okay, full auto headshots. Yep, we definitely want to do that. It's on my list. Full auto HMD. Yep, it's on the list. 150 page of notes, probably Word. Yeah, Google Sheets based index. I think that'll be good. Channel created. Thanks CG. Minimum time for reaction requiring. Let's see, what's CG say here? The minimum time for a reaction requiring speech reception in the order of. Oh yeah, he's talking about how slow it is to speak. It'd be scary if you knew what I thought. Yeah, if you could hear what I really thought before it came out of my mouth. Oh yeah. Imagine all the stuff comes out of my mouth and that's filtered. Just one 90-minute live stream of you trading a week would be plenty. Okay, yeah, DB40. Okay, so that's a good one. All right, so I am wanting to commit to that. Now, what I would be doing, so I would probably come over to my old system because I cannot stream 4K. I have tried every way that I could think, like live streaming with 4K. Just either it's massive delays, there's problems with hardware-wise. I'm sure maybe in the future that's more possible, but it's just not. So I would dedicate, give up one session per week. I don't want to say give up. I mean, I don't want to sound like I'm not going to do as well, but I mean, I know, I can do much better if I don't have any pressure of thinking what people are going to care. I mean, there's going to be times, y'all, look, I throw down. Right now, our system is so awesome. So there's a video out there by somebody else. I'm trying to remember what group it was. I think it was entitled like, it was a Chat with Traders video. If you're going to trade, you may as well trade size. I still remember the title of that video, and I was like, that's interesting. Yeah, the guy was like, well, if you know you're going to take that win, you know you're going to, like, you may as well trade size. What's the point? Like, why, if I can make $100, why would I not want to try to make $1,000, right? If I want to make $1,000, why not try to make $5,000? You follow me? And now with the market at the VIX level that it's currently at, again, I wouldn't encourage anybody to do what I'm doing now, where I'm just like, I am pushing it, but I'm in and out, and I'm spending more time with my family. But I'll come in and I'll push hard on three trades and I'm done. Like, I'll crush it and just I'll wait till everything's perfect. I'll listen for the audio. The audio now is totally OP. Anybody practice that or just like felt and this sat out not doing anything and then just waited for the audio to get crazy where it's like and you just go over there and smash the button? Who wants to admit to that one? Okay, I'm admitting right now. It's awesome. I'm just saying.
I've definitely got quick rides on the drill train.
Yeah, the drill train. We need to come up with some good names. I like that one. The drill train. Oh man, yeah. Why not? Scared up, but I would get trolled so hard for that. I feel like people are like, well, that's not part of his plan. Yeah, no, actually it was. I'm going to sit around and wait till I hear aggressive buying or selling on the tape, and I'm going to come press the button. Sounds like a plan to me. You've matured like a fine wine. Yeah. Steve, you're so kind. Steve's still a nice guy. He's obviously not been trolled hard enough. No SQL. Yeah. You recommended to have public streams for members. There's market replay, live, Discord. Okay, I want to talk about this. So if anybody gets these ideas, okay, so the folks who are interested in doing live streams, where's Davamite? Is Davamite in here tonight? I think it's like probably 3 a.m. Australian time, so he's probably not up right now. So the Australian folks, Davamite, you guys, anybody seen Davamite streams? We're all giving a hand for Davamite. Dude, Davamite's gone out there playing video games. We appreciate him going out there and doing some of that. But I've given him the warning on that, and he has, dude. One time he started telling me, he's like, dude, this one troll is like coming at me. He's all like, yeah, I mean, I will just warn you what I did not expect when I started doing this. Okay, the level of trolling, and look, you gotta be, I would say, just be smart. Okay, put on your defenses ahead of time. I actually told him, I said, look, man, don't give anybody your real name and stuff like that, because dude, these sickos Well, like they'll track your house down and stuff. They just start giving threats. They're just weird. And again, you don't know. You just don't know, right? There's just psychos out there. So I have to put that warning out there. If you're going to do that type of stuff, you know, do it some anonymously if possible. I would hate to put you guys in bad situations. All I'm saying is I would rather you really think about doing it if you're going to do it, but just keep those in mind. I will just tell you, from a person who has gotten and seen just about everything now, of course, as soon as I say that, you know, next thing you know, it'll be something even worse. But, you know, I know Curtis will tell you, like, I've shared with him all the stuff that's happened. It's just insane, y'all. Yes, sir.
I had this.
Okay. You had to take off his shoes so he can go to the couch. Smart boy. All right. Recommend to have public streams. Okay. So if you want to do it, though, you know, more power to you. It's awesome, right? However, I would recommend do it market replay. So same thing I told Dave and Davamite. He did some live, and I just told him, I said, listen, there's additional pressures. I know. I've been there. I've done it. I'm doing it, right? And I encouraged him not to do it. You know, he's trading micros, so he said, oh, I'm fine because I'm trading micros. So, you know, I will just say that you got to be careful, because like something that you might do on your own, but all of a sudden you're in a live stream and you wouldn't take the trade, or you talk yourself out of a trade. There are things like that. At the same time, it could be good, right? It could be good pressure. Pressure can work both directions. So just keep that in mind if you're going to do a public stream. Anybody who's in my premium members section who has been through training, I give you free reign to do so. My mistake was in the past, I allowed AK, I'm sure everybody remembers old Dunning-Kruger effect, retard boy who's now trying to run his own trade service and supporting macro hedge, which is hilarious to me, and Dr. Hanley, all these scammers, and yet he goes out there and calls us scammers hilarious. Never went through our program, but I allowed him to go out there and create videos. He was the one who did the 100K day, by the way. Someone was asking today, so who ran the 100K day? He ran the 100K day in market replay in a recorded video, which is awesome. I mean, I told him to practice it. I said, look, you're not going to hit 100K day if you don't do it and practice the size. I told him you can do it with 40 contracts. That's my estimate. And sure enough, he did 40 contracts. He did exactly what I told him to do, and he hit 100K day. Now he deleted the video and he won't let anybody see it now. And he's like, nobody can use my video. You know, because look, these jackasses. I have learned to trust no one, right? Curtis will tell you, like, Curtis went through hell for him and I to be friends. Like, you don't want to be friends with me. I promise. Like, I don't trust anybody. And if I'm going to trust you, I will test you to ridiculous lengths to make certain that I can actually trust you. That's just how I have to work and operate. Just because I've just seen too much, y'all. I have. So trading on live, yeah, YouTube stuff. It's real easy. You know, OBS, live stream. Go for it. However, if I tell you that you can't, you know, take it down. Don't make me take it down, because technically I can. I can push anything via copyright stuff. If you show software that's ours, you know, we can do the things. Divide and conquer, yeah, that would be great. And let's see. Okay, we get the second screenshot. Hamocho, what do we got? What do we got? Best time you ever spent? 3 hours. What was 3 hours? Did I miss something? What was the 3 hours? I'm not sure what he was talking about. What 3 hours was. Our phone call. Yeah, I think our phone call with Matt was 3 hours. DB, best time you ever spent was on a phone call. Yeah, we try to have a little fun with it. Yeah, let's see. Horizontal lines good for a week. Oh yes, so the clear out at the end of the week. Yes, those horizontal lines. We'll talk about that in the full video. But yes, you need to clear those out once a week. Just looking forward to those $1,000 days. Oh yeah, well, those $1,000 days. Once you get to $1,000 days, folks, then you're starting to shoot for $10,000 days. I'm telling you, it just happens. Yep, I can actually do work and not even look at the screen. Just curious, is the audio box in real time or is it a few seconds delay? It's real time, brother. Real time. There might be like a millisecond delay, half-second delay based on Discord, or if you're on wireless or something like that. But I've tested it where I'm literally listening to it in my room and then hearing it on the internet on my phone, and it's like, it's literally like a half-second delay. So if anybody's asking about the delay on that, it's literally a half-second over Discord. That's why we use it. Okay, videos in the cross line. Those videos in the cross line was replay. It was nothing love. Trust and verify. Give credit's due. Yes, don't know. You don't know, Vinny? Oh, Hamocho, you don't know what to do? All right. Can anybody take Hamocho's screenshot there And who wants to try to correct his screenshot there? What should he be doing with the horizontal lines? Maybe wants to print screen that, maybe draw it in. It's a little bit harder because we can't do I'm gonna try to do it myself here, but anybody else know what he should be doing there? We've let's try to get my line tool here, and can I get a white? So I'll just use, this is the old Snagit editor on my old machine here. So let's go outline white, and let's try it out. All right, so doubles right there. So I want a line right there, I want a line right here, and I want a line right here. All right, now again, on a horizontal line, it's actually going to extend all the way over to the left, but you know, we're going to part here's here for our demonstration purposes because we're not doing it on the actual chart. And copy all. There you go, Hamocho. All right, so those are levels of interest that you are going to want to consider as price either reapproaches those areas or it doesn't. Maybe it doesn't. That could be a J hook right there, right? First thing I'm seeing right there. Yeah, so he's on the ones though, Steve. So I want to point this out. Anybody who's going to be using that strategy, I'm telling you, on the ones, that color should absolutely not matter. Now, I know you've kind of got your theory on it, and if you find a consistent pattern and you can show me that in multiple market conditions, not just high VIX, not just low VIX, if you show me something that's consistent across all, you know, I can be convinced, but I will tell you from what I currently know in my current experience is that those volume colors down there cannot be used, not in the current. Now, in the future, maybe, if that's what you're going to try to do, I've never really kind of tested that theory out. It's plausible, and for sure at the higher levels, but on these lower levels, we are looking at accumulation spots at the lower time frames. It's just accumulation. So buyer, seller, somebody's exchanging, somebody's punching that sell button and they're getting absorbed and somebody wants to buy. In fact, you can get a whole bunch of sell in that area, but it's literally punching in and punching stop levels. So a stop will be, I mean, that's not actual volume, that's stop volume hitting. And if it sells, but they're actually buying that stop volume that's sitting there, the accumulation is actually going to be long in the future. So if you put a red line there, but when we come back to the area, you're expecting short, but it's actually long, it's just, so that's why I say don't do that, because I keep myself neutral. I guess I keep myself neutral. I'm never trying to anticipate until the moment hits, and then I can anticipate. And what's awesome is now that we have AudioBox, I mean, we don't have to guess too much anymore. Get us set up, get our direction. Actually, first start with the filtering, filter, structure, entry. Even awesomer if you get the aggression to come with you to know whether or not, you know, really the final question is big or small. Remember, the last thing is big or small, right? Small, are we hitting 10, 15, or are we going big? 15, 25, and maybe some runners, because if we've got everything lined up in our direction, great, right? Maybe, and we've got, by the way, timing, please don't forget timing lines, right? If we're punching in on large or king, I want to try to go ahead and push that out. Let's see how far we can go with it. Or if it's not, like, don't try to push it too hard, right? Take the $100, take the $200, you know, and be good. Move on to the next trade. Right? Okay, we're getting to the last part here. Not trying to volume on. Just want to see that. Yeah, lower levels agree. And we're such lazy traders. I know, isn't it great? Honestly, I have told people before this, I'm gonna go off of this on our last thing to close this up. What do we do here? Why do we do it? Folks, mic check, mic check. We are worthless. Okay, we provide zero value to society with what we're actually doing. Okay. Now, a lot of jobs are like that, though, honestly, so I'm just going to put it right there. A lot of jobs are that way. JOB, just over broke. Everybody is sort of, but we are not saving lives here, okay? We're not a police officer. We're not fire department guys. We're not working in a hospital. You get what I'm saying? We're literally, playing a video game. We are beating the other guy on the other side. But what I want to talk about here is awesome, excellent work there, Mocho. That's what I was talking about. Look at his horizontal lines. Those look nice. Very good. That's what you always want to do, okay? And by the way, because those points of reference, I mean, this could be like 3 days from now. Those lines all of a sudden will hit, okay? And there'll be a reaction at that location, and you want to be ready, okay? They help to be ready is all that's there for. But because we are in that phase, here's what I want to say, but what gives you value is this. What you do with your time, ladies and gentlemen, I am going to encourage you to think about what you do with the extra time that you are given because your finances are taken care of, number one. Because you're winning this game, because you are taking those funds, because I will tell you, I call this a wealth transfer mechanism. AlgoBox is a wealth transfer mechanism directly created out of the proverbial middle of the Bible thing that says, in the end days, that there will be a massive wealth transfer from the wicked to the righteous. Which is why I filter people, which is why I don't let idiots come in our room, okay? I want those of you good people here to succeed. That wealth transfer, I want it to go to you, those of you guys who choose to do what you can with your time and with your money, that you are using those things to do good things, okay? Because we provide no other value. So if you see somebody on the side of the road, go over there, help them out, send them some cash. If you got, look, the other day, me and the whole family went out. We were going to some homestead thing and whatnot to go drive out, look at some land. I started getting a low air pressure gauge thing on my truck. And I was like, oh, that's weird. So we pulled over and went to Discount Tire. They said, oh, it doesn't look like you got a flat or anything. You just need air. So I was like, oh, I'm just going to go somewhere else. I'll just go over to the, whatever, the next 7-Eleven or something and go get air. So y'all, I went to 3 places. Really weird, okay? The first one we drove up to, there was a white truck there, massive, and my wife's like, oh shoot, well, how are we gonna get around that? Like, I was like, oh, I'll just go around him, and I was like, oh, there's not gonna be very much room. I got a big truck, okay? It's a monster, 35-inch tires, jacked up. I live in Texas, y'all, and I feel like I got to run over people. It's normal. What? Everybody does that, right? Everybody wants to run somebody over. Come on, give me a break. If you ain't got that, I don't know what you're wasting your life. I'm just saying. Just kidding. Okay, so I can't really get around it, but all of a sudden I realized even as I pull up to this thing, it says out of order on a ripped paper, and it's ripped, and I'm like, well, maybe it works. No, let's just go to the next one. So I go to the next one. Maybe 2 streets over. We're pulling into this one. Y'all, the air condition, the air compressor thing is in a parking spot, and there's a little tiny red car in it. Like, parked at it. Like, I don't know why they would do that. Like, why are y'all putting the air pressure gauge thing at a parking spot? I don't even know, okay, but whatever. Couldn't do it at that one. So I'm like, well, shoot. So I'm like, wow, that's 2 in a row, and we didn't do it at discount. I'm like, that's 3 different places we've been redirected. So I told my wife, I read over, I said, you know what? I said, the Lord is guiding us right now. I don't know what he's guiding us to, but dude, this is too coincidental to just be chance, okay? Whatever is happening right now. So I prayed in that moment, said, Lord, guide us. What are we doing? Where are we going right now? Maybe we're avoiding a wreck. This is stuff I said. Maybe we're avoiding a wreck, whatever. Maybe you're timing us right to get to the location that we're going to meet the right person. Lord, whoever you do, open our eyes so that we can see. Okay, y'all. And God strike me dead if this is a lie. We go pull up to the next place. Ends up, I think it was a quick trip. Pull up. Well, this one's open, but y'all, there was a car just to the left. It was also another one of those spots where there's a parking spot. Okay, where you had to pull into a parking spot to go to this thing, which I was a little bit nervous because I see a guy, he's working on 2 cars right here. I mean, really beat up vehicles, literally rust stain type of stuff. I don't even know what year these cars were. Okay, but there's a guy out there working. I can't really see the guy because he's on the other side. I'm pulling up and I'm like, me, dude, I don't trust anybody, anything. I'm always looking out, I'm looking around. I got my gun over on the side, and I'm thinking, all these bad things, being honest, right? So first thing I'm thinking is protection. So I pull up, I don't go all the way into the spot. And anyway, I start airing up my front tires and whatnot, but I'm listening and kind of assessing who this guy is and whatnot, looking over there. And I'm realizing that whole thing that I just prayed for was exactly that. Hold on a second. This guy's in need of help. I'm looking, and he's actually working on his car. He's literally trying to get these 2 cars. He's got, y'all, it costs $1.50 to charge up at that little air station. He had his own little air compressor that he was running there from an electric charge thing on his other little car. And I'm sitting here, I'm like, this guy is going to extra lengths, just so much effort, and I'm just like, I'm so blessed. Like, I don't know, I can't fix cars, y'all. I can't do any of that kind of stuff. So anyhow, that was what I was there to fix that day. So I got my tires all done. I ended up pulling all the way into the thing. you know, because I literally had to get my back tires. There was no way I could have reached it. So I pull all the way into the thing. So I'm right up next to him. I can really tell who this person is. You know, he's not some guy that I need to be worried about or concerned with or whatever. I got my family in the car. I got my gun and things. So again, be safe first, folks. Don't do anything stupid. Okay. But I've already assessed the situation. Everything is safe. And I realized this is the person that we were directed to, y'all. Woo! I get chills. The Lord knew that this guy, maybe he prayed that day. He was like, Lord, please help me. I don't know what's going on. So, you know, those of us who are blessed, so I am able to reach into my wallet and grab the cash that I have in my wallet and give to this man, have a conversation with the guy and say, hey, man, like you're having a hard time with your car today. The Lord told me today, directed us here through 3 other places, by the way. So the Lord has something for you today. I don't know what you prayed earlier this morning, but I have a feeling that the Lord is answering your prayers today and that I'm just going to speak a blessing over you. And I hope this helps you. So I give him a wad of cash and we're able to give to those individuals. You're being guided on a regular basis, but make sure the things and what you are being able to take from the markets, if you are to be blessed, it says that I bless you so that you may be a blessing. And it says this in the command of Scripture, that we are gaining treasures in heaven based on what we are doing here. You are putting treasures in heaven as well as here on earth. And what we're doing with those things here matters. But he says this, I am generously blessing you so that you may be generous on every occasion. Now, I don't know where that's actually found, so let me show you guys the quickest way to ever find anything. You can always type in Bible and then whatever you're looking for. So Bible, which one was I looking for? The, what's the Bible's name? On every occasion. Generous on every occasion. Generous on every, there it is, generous on every occasion. What is the passage? Here it is, Corinthians. You'll be enriched in every way so that you may be generous on every occasion. And through us, your generosity will result in thanksgiving to God. This service that you perform is not only supplying the needs of the Lord's people, but it is also overflowing in many expressions of thanks to God. And these are the things when Jesus commands and says, that where your treasure is, there your heart will be also. Folks, treasures, that's your money. Where you put your money is where your heart is. The Lord knows. So if you're not doing it, folks, I'm just saying, there's just do it. Just do it. Be good. We are completely worthless to society by winning this game. But when we win, make sure that when you have the opportunity, we are being blessed so that we may be generous on, it didn't say some occasions, folks, every occasion where you have the opportunity to do so. Pick up the check. When you go take your parents out, your kids out, your family out, whatever, pick up the check. If you've got friends you're taking them out to dinner, doesn't matter. It doesn't matter what. Look, pay the check, right? Do things like that. Always be generous, folks. That is the message. I pray blessings over each and every one of you guys. Thanks for hanging out with me here tonight. Happy Monday. It's good to be back, getting on the mic with you guys. Oh, man. Love all you guys. I will catch you guys on the flip side. I'm going to be putting out a video tomorrow. What time is it? Is it late? Yeah, I want to hang out with the kids here tonight. So tomorrow, we're definitely going to be doing some training and stuff, so look forward to that. Thanks for all the great advice, you guys. I got my notepad of goodies that you guys got for me. Thanks for all of the volunteering to jump in on these search project things. That's huge. I think it's going to be really helpful to everybody. You guys rock. I will catch you guys on the flip side. For me, Pippi, Robbie, Lunchbot, Mod Squad, Curtis, G, and the rest of the gang, I'm sending out the Big H Town. See ya. Yeah. Say see ya.
See ya.
All right, we got 2 kids up in here tonight. Roll it.
Thank you.